This is the Fish Scout Double Vision 20 DT. Now all those different numbers and codes mean something. FS stands for Fish Scout, DV stands for Double Vision, both a flasher and camera combination, the first in the world like it. And the 20 signifies that it comes with an FL-20 Vexilar flasher sonar, and the DT signifies it has depth, temperature, and direction. And this is, without a doubt, the most advanced combination flasher camera system ever developed. It is truly revolutionary in many ways. Now what I've done is actually taken the actual unit out of its soft pack carrying case, and you'll soon note that the soft pack carrying case itself is an integral part of the system because it makes it possible for you to carry everything with you at one time. A lot of times when you're out fishing with a sonar and a camera, you have multiple things you got to carry around. It's a mess. This is the first time everything's been put into one phenomenal tower of information. Still fits into a 5-gallon bucket, but the bag itself holds many of the accessories and it makes it very easy for you to work with out in the field. So let me talk a little bit about it. So I've taken the superstructure out of the case so you can see what it's all about. First, let's talk about the case itself and what makes it so special. It kind of looks like an Ultra Pack case, but it's much more than that. Inside the base of this system is the 12-volt, 9-amp-hour battery. It has a suspension arm for holding your camera in front if you want to fish directly in the hole, or if you want to have your Vexilar running, you could actually suspend your Ice Deucer in that same system. This system all comes standard with Vexilar's revolutionary Tri-Beam Ice Deucer, which has an 8, 12, and 20-degree cone all in one housing. And if you turn the unit on the back side, that's where all the controls are. It has a cable wrap system, of course, for your transducer cables. The system, I have it mounted here, but actually fits into many of there's different bag storage compartments in the soft pack for holding your Tri-Beam. The Tri-Beam control switch is located right here in the back as well. You have a master power on-off switch, which is nice to have because anytime you're not using the system, you want to make sure you're completely powered off. You don't want to drain your system slowly but surely if you leave it on. The D130 lets you know what the status of your battery is at any one time. You also have a quick and easy charge port. You just quickly plug in your 1-amp digital charger, and we recommend you charge your battery after every use. With this system functioning, you can easily get 10 hours of fishing with both systems running simultaneously, but we do recommend that you charge it after every use to get the most life out of your battery while you're out there on the ice. So charge regularly. It also has a video out port. That's this little yellow pigtail here. The video out port means you can port it, for example, out to a big screen TV, which is very popular for those permanent fish houses. Or if you've got a camcorder, you can actually plug into it and actually record the images that you're getting off of your camera. But not all camcorders have a AV in port. You have to specify when you look at the specs of your camera to see if it does have an AV in port. A lot of them don't, but when you look for one, if it does have it, it just plugs right in to the RCA jack and you're good to go. Everything is designed to be very tough and very rugged. The case has an extension arm system so that when the camera is in a stored position, the monitor, it's out of the way, but when you need it, it pulls back out so you got good sight line for the extension of the monitor. With this system comes the FL-20 flasher. It has multiple zoom zones, ranges down to 300 feet. The advantage with the new flat panel display screens are great peripheral vision, much bigger display, easier for you to see. But the FL-20 has become the hallmark of the Vexilar product line because it's without a doubt the most versatile sonar system that they produce because it has built-in shallow water modes. If you're out fishing in say 4 or 5 foot of water in the backwaters of the Mississippi, and then if you decide to go way out to fish 60 foot of water for perch in Devil's Lake, it has multiple zoom zones to zoom in on the bottom in deeper water as well. It has night modes for when you like to fish at night. It has a lot of flexibility in one sonar system, so it gives you the ability to fish all different water conditions with that FL-20, and that's why it's such a good match with the double vision system, and that works really well. The LCD flat panel display. It's an amazing bit of technology. It weighs almost nothing. In fact, the overall system weighs pretty much the same as an Ultra Pack does from Vexilar, just with the sonar. So it only weighs a pound or two more. But the flat panel screen is made exclusively for Vexilar. The 16:9 widescreen resolution gives you a much better viewing area of the area down below. It's just a wonderful bit of technology because inside of it, it has an automatic sensor, which tells you what it senses when the screen is cold, and it keeps it warmer. But when it's not too cold, it shuts itself down to conserve energy, which is very important because liquid crystal displays don't function well in super cold temperatures, but with the internal sensors and the internal heaters, it protects it and keeps it running for a longer period of time. So it's a very, very nice monitor system. Now, the camera itself is very unique and very special in many ways because this camera is designed with a double chamber system to absorb the shock and impact of kicking it around, but yet continue to function. It actually absorbs water, actually seeps in around the actual housing so that the camera has better balance in the water. This particular model here is already rigged up with our trolling fin on it. The trolling fin is used a lot in the summertime, so it tracks straighter when you're running it through the water. But a lot of ice fishermen like to use it because it has a little tail hook on it, which allows you to hang straight down when you're ice fishing. You can use that feature if you'd like. You also have the ability, if you want, to attach a pole to one of the mounting holes so you can hang it and look underneath a boat, for example, to examine propeller damage or to look around on a pole. You have that flexibility. The camera itself is a Sony camera, very high quality color and black and white system. What I mean by that is that when the light conditions are bright, the camera display shows a color on the monitor. Very nice. But when it gets dark and gloomy, or say you're under a lot of snow on a lake, there's not a lot of light under that ice. So the image automatically shifts from color to black and white to give you the best contrast and the sharpest images. Black and white images are the sharpest and can give you the most contrast. But color images tend to get real grainy and real soft and mushy. So the camera automatically senses that. So it functions in a super low lux or low light condition. Almost complete darkness, actually. It has a 100-degree viewing angle, so it sees quite a wide angle, and when it combined with the wide-angle display of the monitor, it really is nice. Now, with this system, you have an option of going a widescreen 16:9 or the more conventional 4:3 perspective. It's strictly up to you, and there's a menu setting that allows you to do that. This particular model is the DTD system, which stands for Depth, Temperature, and Direction. Very simply put, this is the first camera of its type in the world to utilize Swiss digital sensing technology. There's actually a very sophisticated Swiss-made sensor probe inside your camera housing here that actually displays in the lower right-hand corner of your monitor. It'll tell you what the direction is, north, south, east, or west. It even gives you a bearing heading so that you can get really refined as to exactly where it is. And then it gives you, of course, temperature, wherever the camera is at, and the depth that the camera is submerged to. Now, the system comes with a very high tensile strength, 80 foot of cable to really get down there very nicely. And the system itself is designed to be very tough and very durable. That being said, cable management is a very big thing with this, and Vexilar has designed a great cable management system with a little dog ears on it because cables tend to unravel and get in a mess and fly all over the place. And so if you leave them lay on the ground where you can walk on them or an auger could cut them, you have a good chance of ruining your camera system. In some cases we can fix them, but again, it shortens the life of your camera. So Vexilar has got a nice storage system, and the beauty of this system is that when you're actually fishing, you can actually clip it right onto your bag so nothing has to lay on the ice. And when you need it, everything is with you as you travel around. It is a very convenient system, and cable organization is the key to really being a great ice fisherman because you'll forget things, you'll misplace things, but when you want to move, everything is there at one time. So let me quickly show you a little bit about some of the features and benefits of this super case here. Of course, you have the pouch that you can put the camera in for transport, and if you want to put it in the 5-gallon bucket, again, you can attach it to the back side if you'd like. You have the zippered pouch. You have the pouch in the back for holding your tri-beam, and there's also a pouch on the inside for storage of your tri-beam if you'd like to keep that out of your way. So you have easy access to charging and battery status indicators and things like that. In this side pouch here is an overhaul suspension arm. Now we have a suspension arm right on the main case itself if you want to view or fish directly below you. But in many cases, you don't want to fish with the camera down the hole because the fish will get tangled up in the cable. So we supply you with an overhaul suspension arm that you would mount 3, 4, 5 feet away, depending upon water clarity, and then you'd be able to view back at the area that you're fishing, and it works extremely well. This overhaul suspension arm is very simple and very easy to use. This little egg that we have on the cable, it makes it so easy to maneuver around. We don't believe in using automated things that can freeze up and not work in the cold weather. And this little egg system is very convenient and it works extremely well for positioning the camera. You just manually shift it around. You'll be also glad to know that if you don't know where north, south, and east and west is with the DTD system, it has a compass right on it. So you'll actually be able to use the compass heading to help you understand exactly where the camera is pointing. And all that fits into one convenient case. And the nice thing about the case itself is that if you do not plan on using the camera, and in many cases, in low light conditions, you know, early morning, late in the evening, it's hard to work with the camera, but you want to have it with you for the day, because when the light does get better, you can use the camera. Well, the camera is out of your way. See, now you're fishing, you're having a good time. But when you need it, you simply deploy, the bag deploys, the camera comes out, and you're good to go. And the bag allows you to store it out of your way, protected, but it's with you at all times. And that's the key to the double vision system. It gives you the flexibility of using the camera when the conditions permit, always having it with you when you want to verify something you see on your flasher, but more importantly, it keeps you moving as one solid package so you can move from place to place and hold your rod in the other hand, you're really good to go. This is truly the most advanced multi-purpose fishing system ever developed. This is the Fish Scout Double Vision 20 DT from Vexilar.